Football Australia considered selling off Matildas Saxarus to private equity firm for 99 years. Magic Johnson has declined multiple NBA ownership chances. The New York Knicks would interest him.
Paraguay's president gives the European Union warning on behalf of Mercosur, as Paraguay president to halt Mercosur EU talks if no deal by December. In Canada, feds unlock another $20 billion for low-cost rental construction financing, says Minister Freeland. In France, retirement pensions will be revalued from January 1, 2024. Speaking at the startup trade fair in Munich, Michelle Obama probably collects €700K for an hour.
Estonia sees Titanic researchers' submarine robot that was bound for Russian waters. Swiss to sell back Leopard 2 tanks to Germany to help restock after Ukraine donations. Dead Russian admiral was in front of the cameras to prove he survived missile blast. England will oppose playing Russian sides after UEFA lifts blanket ban. UEFA admits Russian youth teams to international tournaments. It had been speculated that the new WGA contract will change how Hollywood works, as Writers Guild reveals details of tentative deal with studios on AI, data transparency, mini rooms and more. Federal judge declares Texas's all-ages drag ban unconstitutional. Denmark submits The Promised Land starring Mats Mikkelsen for Best International Film Feature to Academy Awards Oscars. Paris restricts film, TV shoots to host Olympic Games. Action and period movies to be barred in some areas. Golden Globes adds 2 new categories. Blockbuster movies and stand-up comics enter the race.
WGA says writers can return to work, approves new labor contract for release. Netflix, Max, Disney and more form streaming industry trade alliance. Nathan Fielder and Emma Stone's bizarre home improvement comedy series The Curse gets November 10th release date on Paramount Plus with Showtime.
Chevy Chase says Community wasn't funny enough for me. He didn't want to be surrounded by those people. Hassan Minhaj's emotional truths debacle disqualifies him from hosting Daily Show, former staffers say.
Russell Brand begs fans for financial support, says he's the victim of a conspiracy to silence him amid police probe. David Walliams sues Britain's Got Talent bosses over X-rated rant. JP Morgan will pay Virgin Islands $75 million settlement over Jeffrey Epstein lawsuit. Swiss health insurance rates to rise by 8.7% in 2024. Australia's CPI rose to 5.2% in August, as attempts to tame inflation falter. Australia's wealthiest 20% worth 90 times the country's poorest. New report reveals.
Biden, in historic but sensitive move, joins UAW picket line. Ralph Nader, wary of Trump, offers to help Joe Biden win. AOC praises Biden for picketing with auto workers in Michigan.
In Ireland, over €100 million worth of drugs on board cargo ship, seized by Army Ranger wing off Irish coast. In Australia, NSW police drug detection dogs wrong more than right. Data reveals.
Unification Church demands Japan's NHK cancel insulting program. Musk sex is the biggest purveyor of disinformation, EU official says, as EU warns Elon Musk after Twitter found to have highest rate of disinformation.
Dramatic new video shows Niger shot by Sikh gunmen. Witnesses say cops tussled over jurisdiction. Biden creates Federal Office of Gun Violence Prevention. In Canada, 13-year-old arrested for allegedly calling in bomb threat at Hamilton School.
Chat Control 2.0 advised in the EU. Europe will want to use messenger monitoring for other investigations. The European Commission presented a proposal, which would make chat control searching mandatory for all email and messenger providers, and would even apply to so far securely end-to-end encrypted communication services. Currently a regulation is in place allowing providers to scan communications voluntarily, so-called Chat Control 1.0 inches. Only some unencrypted U.S. communication services such as Gmail, Facebook, Instagram Messenger, Skype, Snapchat, iCloud Email and Xbox apply chat control voluntarily. Binance Belgium resumes operations, following 3-month regulatory pause. NFT brand Pudgy Penguins debuts toy collection in 2,000 Walmart stores. Xenomorph Android malware now targets U.S. banks and crypto wallets.
Co-founder of global multi-million-dollar cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme, Pablo Reynado Rodriguez of Airbit Club, sentenced to 12 years in prison. Justin Sun just offered the $8 million HTX hacker a job if funds are returned. Ethereum wallet tied to Sinaloa cartel, sanctioned by U.S. government.
Former employee says Sam Bankman-Fried's firm caused a 90% Bitcoin price drop in 2021 with fat finger. Sam Bankman-Fried's political donations can be surfaced in trial, rules judge.
In South Africa, due to bird flu crisis, government to fast-track vaccines amid fears of chicken egg shortage. Earthworms contribute to 6.5% of global grain production, according to new Colorado State University research.
South African anti-migrant vigilantes register as party for next year's polls. In Mali, the military junta in power postpones the presidential election supposed to take place in February 2024. In South Africa, government opens public comments on policy to end captive lion breeding. Brown bear cubs in Japan die of starvation amid salmon shortage.
Mick Jagger is open to posthumous Rolling Stones hologram tour. 8 Mile actor and rapper Nashawn Oxbreadlove has reportedly died. Live Nation ends artist merchandise cuts at clubs around the country. Spain charges pop singer Shakira with tax evasion for a second time.
Turkey will back Sweden's NATO bid if US keeps promise on F-16 sale, says Erdogan. Romania begins largest ever arms deal, with request to buy F-35 jets. Latvia plans to fine drivers for displaying stickers "I am Russian" on their vehicles. Estonia plans to rename Russian Kaliningrad to Königsberg. 5 alleged Russian spies appear in London court. France moves homeless people out of Paris as city prepares for next summer's Olympics. In Spain, homeless adults who go daily to accommodation centers grow by 22%. Mexico cancels lithium mining concessions held by Chinese firm. South Africa inks deal with Japan in green hydrogen push. Canada sees China as less dependable partner on critical minerals, minister says.
In Canada, Anthony Rota resigns as House Speaker, amid condemnation for inviting Nazi veteran to Parliament. Poland may seek extradition of Ukrainian Nazi World War II veteran Hunka from Canada. Also, Poland's education minister says he's taking steps to extradite Yaroslav Hunka. Judge rules Donald Trump defrauded banks and insurers while building real estate empire. Hunter Biden sues Rudy Giuliani and his former attorney Robert Costello, alleging they tried to hack his devices. Chinese TV presenter linked to missing foreign minister had surrogate child in U.S. Canadian study links food insecurity to muscle dysmorphia in adolescent and young adults. Male weightlifters who use steroids are more prone to psychopathology than those who do not.
Amazon stock falls as the U.S. government sues the online retail giant in a landmark monopoly case from the FTC and 17 states. Amazon used market power to warp prices of goods across the internet, quashing competition and burying sellers in fees. Target says it will close 9 stores in major cities, citing violence and theft. With a new commissioner, FCC finally may try to reinstate Obama-era net neutrality rules, repealed by Ajit Pai. Google Podcasts to shut down in 2024, with listeners migrated to YouTube Music.
After USB-C win, EU's Thierry Breton tells Apple CEO to open its ecosystem to rivals. Apple submits update that will weaken iPhone 12 modem to French government. 35 fighter jets mission capable only 55% of the time, Watchdog report finds, as F-35s are rarely flight ready and repairs are too slow, GAO says. Also GAO, the Government Accountability Office blasts contractor-led F-35 maintenance as costly. The U.S. is planning its first fusion plant, and it could generate pollution-free power by 2035.
Drinking diet sodas and aspartame-sweetened beverages daily during pregnancy, linked to autism in male offspring. Wealthier children in UK had steepest drop in mental health during pandemic.
Payday 3's launch has gone so badly that Starbreeze says it's now looking at the possibility of some sort of offline mode. Fans initiate a class action lawsuit against devs for Star Wars KOTOR 2's cancelled DLC. Signal's CEO Meredith Whittaker says, AI is fundamentally a surveillance technology. Can you melt eggs? Qualra's AI says yes, then Google's sharing the result. Hollywood studios can train AI models on writers' work, under tentative deal.
British workers use an additional 2 days sick leave post-2019, as sick leave in UK hits 15-year high. In South Korea, senior citizens make up 18.4% of population in 2023.
China puts Evergrande's billionaire founder under police control. Crisis at Evergrande deepens as it misses another bond payment. Dollar at 10-month high. Yen weakens amid intervention watch, and Japan's FM hints at intervention, as USDJPY breaks 149. Huawei working extra hours to meet surging smartphone demand. Nothing launches a smartwatch and earbuds that cost less than $120 combined. Mac OS Sonoma is available. Apple releases iOS 17.0.2 and iPadOS 1.7.0.2 for all iPhones and iPads.
Jeep appears to have dropped the V8 from 2024 Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. California looking to restrict travel for classic cars. Polestar 3 development almost done. U.S. production to start in Q1 2024. Genesis unveils GV80 coupe and revamped GV80. More than 100 dead in Iraq wedding blaze after firework was set off before bride and groom's slow dance. Husband who fled NYC daycare after infant's fentanyl death caught in Mexico. In Mexico, due to cartels, 280,000 people have been isolated and without food for 3 weeks in Chiapas.
Japanese company developing drug to grow new teeth, plans for clinical trials on humans in 2024. New HIV cases in Amsterdam dropped to almost zero after PrEP scheme. Medications taken as pre-exposure prophylaxis.
Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the Academy to replace the Oscar for Gone with the Wind star Hattie McDaniel, 60 years after it went missing. Pete Kozacek, legendary Bay Area cinematographer behind The Nightmare Before Christmas, dies at 72.
Philadelphia Flyers of NHL signs Carson Bjarnason to a 3-year, entry-level contract. New York Jets of NFL is signing veteran quarterback Trevor Siemian to practice squad. Baltimore Orioles legend Brooks Robinson, dead at 86.
Malaysia ranks 5th place for most amount of waste thrown into ocean. No tritium found in fish, 1 month after Fukushima water release. A Tesla battery continues to burn at one of Queensland's first large-scale battery storage sites, after it caught fire last night. UK MOD confirmed plans for 19 frigates and destroyers. Korea, China, Japan to hold high-level talks to discuss trilateral summit. U.S. Army, fielding up to 50 IVAS, Integrated Visual Augmentation System 1.0, mixed reality goggles to soldiers at Fort Moore after years of delay. Recently, U.S. Army awarded Microsoft $95 million for additional IVAS 1.2 headsets, virtual trainers.